Hey, hope everyone's doing well. Hey, Zane, Princey, everyone else. I'm sorry you got sunburned. Man, like, just don't go outside. That's what I do, and look how I turned out. Anyway, yeah, so, I'm playing Genshin Impact because chat has me at gunpoint to play it, apparently. And, wowee! I haven't played in a while anyway. But guess what? I haven't updated the game. Whoops. But I need to check something first. Does this game work? This game probably doesn't work. Wait, what? Okay. If this game does work, I want to play this game first real quick. Because, I found this game last night, or this morning, before I went to bed. And the servers go offline today. I don't know, they should have went offline already. Maybe they go offline at the end of the day. It's apparently a short game too. I just said I didn't update the game yet. Getting literally boiled? Ew. But yeah, there's a different game I want to play real quick though. It's short. Because it goes offline. So I'm gonna play that first. I mean, it seems to be working. I don't know if it is. Video I clicked on before said it wasn't, so. Hey, Dorito. Wow, man. So yeah, I want to play this game first. I'm sorry. This isn't... You're not clickbaited. It's fine. Here we go. So, assuming this game still works, I have no idea. I mean, it says the server's ready. Whoa! Careful. It says the server's ready, but I have no idea. This game is called... This game is called, Interview with the Whisper. Apparently, you talk to God and have a conversation with him. And the reason is why I'm playing this is because the servers go offline. Wow, Princey, thanks for being first one here, smile. The servers go offline today, or should have already, and the server is for the AI. So I don't know. Maybe it just won't work. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Because the game, I like games like this, where you talk to someone and, like, have deep conversations. Like The Test, which I haven't played, but, you know, games like that. What would you say to God, should you have the chance to speak with him? Nah, too easy. God used to speak to us through burning bushes and hazy visions, but not anymore. They've upgraded their equipment and made contact through shortwave radio. Could be funny, but I don't know. Maybe a biblical quote. But which one? Maybe this God is not even the father of Jesus to begin with. Or maybe I just flown for 5 hours and drove for 3 more into the Galician countryside just to meet a senile man who spent too much time listening to the static. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it. I don't even know if this game has, like, multiple endings. So I'll probably just do one. Manual, this is the journalist who came to see you about your machine. Pay attention and be kind to them. I'm not hungry, Remedios. Excuse me. Excuse him. As you can see, Don Manuel has trouble focusing and following conversations. If you are persistent enough, you will see this man is full of wisdom. It's alright, Don Remedios. Thank you so much for your hospitality. I'll handle it from here. Very well, leave you to it. I'll be tending the cows if you need me for anything. Thank you so much. Better behave, you hear me, Manuel? How'd you tell this person to behave instead, huh? Last one that came by was a joke of a journalist. Good grief. It's alright, Dona Remedios. I'll be tactful. I should probably put on my glasses for this. Or not. I'm blind. I'll come back at noon. Thank you. Wow, that made it worse. Give me a minute to review my notes and set up my recorder and we'll begin, Don Manuel. I've never gone hunting in my life, even if my father was a fine hunter, so they say. Haha, that's nice. Hey, Dona Remedios wasn't exaggerating. This may be the trickiest interview I've ever attempted. Try to get as much interesting information as I can and call it a day when I found out enough to compose an article. Learn as much as you can from the special radio, how it works, how he made it, etc. Profile manual, background career, assess his sanity. Think as much as you can about the supposed god entity Manuel's contacted with. Try to gain access to the machine. So I think you, like, type your own shit into him. And the guy will either make sense or not make sense. After how much it took to get here, I'm not leaving empty-handed. Let's question Manuel. What should I say? God doesn't do flavors, colors, foods, music, or anything. God is a sentient form of energy without the same set of senses that we have. This question is just irrelevant to them. Okay. Well, we don't know if God likes anime. Hey, Curry. Actually, this is like a fair question. He's probably gonna be like, oh, it's this game. You know this game, Curry? This game goes offline today or yesterday, so I thought now would be a good chance to do it. I didn't spell that right. I've never been a religious man, but somehow we could call this divine inspiration. And there's still a lot of magic we don't understand behind human purpose. It drives us to do things we do. There's a secret explanation to it. Manly played it? Yeah, I read his title and it says you can't play it anymore, but I don't know, this says otherwise for right now. I didn't watch him play it yet. I was gonna watch him play it if this didn't work. Okay, let's try it. Is God a man or a woman? There we go. Now I think about it, I think I can nail down in time when this hunger for technology started. From 1950 to 1955, there was this woman, Dolores, who came to live in town. I was around my 20s and I had a predisposition to mess with electronics already by that time. Return of Obra Dinn, who hasn't? I remember when a demo for that game came out, like, back in 2014 or something. It was ages ago. It looked interesting, but the art style hurt my eyes. I don't know, it was a bit too, like, pixely for me. It kind of, I don't know, it just gave me eye strain when I watched someone play it, the demo of it. Meeting her and her weird prototypes will spark this lifelong quest in me. I still miss Dolores so much. Since some woman named Dolores visited Manuel in the 50s and made a deep impact. Are you still in contact with Dolores? Distilling liquors has kept me sane for a long time. The arts are different to messing with appliances. There's less science to it, more alchemy, more magic. You master liquor crafting through sheer experimentation. True. And it's so fun even when it goes wrong. Not a heavy drinker though, so there's an added pleasure to making liquors when you come up with a nice batch and share with your neighbors. A bottle of something nice can always put a smile on the townsfolk. Hurry, does this game have like multiple endings? Or is it just one? First heard about it recently, I really love art style, but I can understand it being too weird for your eyes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the video I watched, but it hurt after a while. Albeit, I think I watched Manly or Ohmwrecker, I think it was Ohmwrecker, play it ages ago. And they played it for like an hour, so like, I don't think I'd be able to play that game for more than like a half an hour at a time. Next year, I want to start playing more indie games. This year is like about finishing games and whatnot, but like next year I want to do more. I want to just find shit on itch and whatnot and then play them. Because I've done that a couple times, but, you know. Ask a deep one. My parents were really worried about me. They thought I'd developed some kind of obsession. Took them a long time to understand this is what makes my life worth living. Since I was able to make enough money visiting the neighbors and fixing their radios and TVs in the end, they stopped caring. The only regret is to have died without descendancy, I guess. What can I say? I ain't come to this world to continue someone's bloodline. In the arc about to pop off. I don't know what to say. He's also just spouting random nonsense. Now you can see how I type and I hate that. I'm trying to be, like, careful about it. So it has more than one curry? I'm probably only gonna do one, but, you know. How did you come? Well, I don't know if it's here, so I'll say the. I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry. Could you repeat for me, please? Sorry, I'm an idiot, I guess. What? What do you mean? See that typing? Do you believe me if I told you I'm not sure anymore? Okay, he actually answered a question. I stopped counting when I got over 90. What? Manuel somewhere over 90 years old doesn't remember the exact age. Okay. Well, that's something. Maybe I gotta ask like basic questions. No, he already said he doesn't have kids, right? I guess I should maybe ask that and then it'll specify. Because he said no descendancy, implying no kids, but I don't know if that's important. Do you have a wife? Never been a man of faith, agnostic if anything. What's agnostic mean again? So making contact with God at first blew out of my mind. But a few weeks into, and I feel weird saying this, expected more from God. The relationship between me and God, he isn't giving me enough. He got me a Ferrari. I wanted a Lambo. They don't feel as omnipotent as every culture describes them. I don't know, if anything, I feel compassion for them. Okay. Means not necessarily believing in God, but not believing there isn't? Oh, okay, so it's on the line. I think you're right. And get me the spinning rims. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, I was kidding. That was a joke. Anyway. Believing in a higher power, but having no specific power in mind? Oh. He just stares at you disappointed because he failed at a game. Hey! The thing that shocked me the most about God's true nature is the role they played in the creation of humankind. It clashes against every myth about the creation of our world. Earth, this planet, already existed before God visited it. They only terraformed it. No small feat, don't get me wrong. It's just knowing this all wasn't some grand design. God just kick-started life as we know it, but couldn't possibly predict what's become of it. God terraformed Earth, should I dig deeper into this? Stop staring at me, what? I can't believe God started a Kickstarter campaign. GoFundMe. Also, I added new emotes. I added, Gayga. I added, Wokega, not Awoka. Wokega and Grumpga. So those other two go well with the Cockbedga. I don't know, I saw them in Moon's chat. I thought they were funny. I don't know how I would word this, so I'm just gonna word it like this. It must be the most groundbreaking discovery I got out of our conversations. Really? God didn't create the universe, but they sure did create life on Earth. God has terraforming powers, or should we say capabilities. They pick up a barren rock in the middle of the universe and generate an ecosystem in it by stimulating it electrochemically. They told me the process takes about 1 million years. Then they oversee the early stages of development of species, and when satisfied, God moves on and leaves nature to run its course. You know, this is a land where they started and finished the process? Galicia is a bit of a land in which God first breathed life into when Earth was just a supercontinent. In fact, God forbid me to speak the name of that supercontinent in front of the machine. Instead, it may trigger some unpredictable developments. God forbid Manuel to say the name of the original supercontinent. Why should I try to say it? It has this peculiar name. How was it called? Was it Pangea? Huh! Earth Control Unit 7.2 entering maintenance mode. Error. Cannot access maintenance logs. Warning 7844-Q. BioBrain processor deteriorated. Editing access journalist trust gauge equals true. Print journalist trust level. Current trust level 32%. Ask more personal questions to increase. Please contact God entity and request retrieval. Returning to human handler state machine. Interesting. It has a universal emote too. What? No, it's not. Is it? Oh, it is, but it doesn't look that great in my opinion. I like the other one. Not universal global. Yeah, universal sounds scary. Oh, you prefer this one? Yeah, that's what I thought. Me every night, Grumpka. Grumpy, cause someone took my cock. So maybe I can use Pangea when I get a higher trust level. Or I could ask him about it. I wish if I were an android, I wouldn't have these back pains. Oh, he knew I said android. Would surely make my life easier. Haha. Daniel's not aware of his weird android-like condition. Uwu Universe isn't scary, it's a theme park. Is it? I don't like that. Oh, Universal. I thought you meant like there's one actually called Uwu. I'll get to the Genshin soon, alright? Hold on. I like games like this anyway, and this is the only day I can play it. Assuming they actually are taking it offline. Are you aware that your face is not gonna recognize this? Your face popped open like an android's. Okay, he's ignoring me. I don't see anyone rushing you. I'm rushing me. Do you dig poetry? Not a great writer myself, but Dolores liked poetry a lot. So as a way to feel closer to her, I tried my hand at writing some. This one I wrote it about 2 decades ago. Fleeting feeling of numbness. Bare wires against an old man's skin. Fleeting sensation of love. Rust, breath, oblivion. Nil. Digs poetry. Do you have a favorite poem? Or poet? Well, I love poetry. Here's a recent one. Mysterious life form, grand instigator of life. We all from terraformation arise. Forbidden supercontinent, apple to oblivious atom. Sci-fi poetry, huh? Is that popular on the internet? I don't know. Hope I spelled that right. Not really an academic person. The only thing I know how to program are watches and videos. My expertise resides in the analogic, and even with that, I'm self-taught. I learned by breaking and fixing stuff. In a sense, I see myself as an artist or a wizard who plays with a spell book, but doesn't really get the science behind it. Sorry to disappoint. Doesn't describe himself as an academic person, he is self-taught and learned by breaking and fixing stuff. I can't say that. He'll kick me out or, like, evaporate me. What did you want to be when you grew up? Do you have any recurrent dreams? I asked you a question. Myself, I have some weird ones. Yeah, I had a weird one last night, but I don't remember it, which sucks. I woke up extremely tired for some reason, then I went back to bed. More than a recurrent dream, I'd say is more like a recurrent setting. I keep visiting in my dreams. A place I feel is out of this world. I guess you didn't come here to hear me rambling about my night trips. Please go on. What is this about recurrent dreams? I'll go about recurrent dreams. I had another question to ask him, but I'll ask him this first. I often dream with a facility with a view to a white rocky landscape. Dreams are never the same, but they have recurring characters. They sometimes are the same, though. It depends. There's this doctor with a white lab coat named Fidel Medeiros, who asks me a lot of technical questions that for some reason I'm able to answer. Although the memories of those conversations are always fuzzy. This doctor reminds me of my father for some reason. Sometimes Dolores is around with an elegant office suit. Whenever I find her in an elegant dream, we often end up having a glass of wine at some sort of observatory. Also, no matter how hard I try, doesn't even matter how hard I try, I never manage to leave the facility. Times I tried, I happened to sleepwalk and awake in the middle of the forest. That can be pretty dangerous given my old age, so at some point I stopped trying. Woman has a recurrent dream set up in some sort of facility. There's some doctor named Fidel Medeiros in there. Manuel seems to be a very knowledgeable person within the dream. I'll ask about that in a second. I'm gonna ask, are you interested in bored apes? No, I'm kidding. Are you interested in, crypto? No, I'm kidding. In, space? I'm far from being an engineer. I learned by breaking and fixing stuff. That's not what I asked. Do you find outer space fascinating? In the sense of them not being from this planet, yes, God is an alien. That's not what I asked, but sure. Apparently God is an alien. Alright. Well, do you believe in life after love? Sorry. It's funny, because Critical just uploaded a video about aliens. Did I spell believe right? Ask him what his favorite Pokemon is. Mine is Snoop Dogg's. Snoop Dogg has an NFT. Shouldn't be surprised, I guess. Did I spell believe right? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Yeah, Scott is an alien. Okay. See, I probably would have went with that one next, and then I would have gotten the answer I wanted. What do you remember? This is like, AI dungeon a little bit. Do you remember what kind of facility was in your recurrent dreams? Besides messing with appliances, I dabble in distilling liquors. They're pretty popular in town, my bottles. Recently I made a batch of coffee liquor that I gotta admit turned out too well. That's not what I asked, sir. The old man loves distilling liquor. Cool. Are you an alcoholic? Staring at the moon gets me nostalgic for some reason. Do you have a drinking problem? What could I have accomplished if my parents ever sent me to the university? Okay. You remember 21st of September? Ask him what Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype he mains. I think he'd play Live Twins. Why? Which Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype would you play? God strikes me as a playful infant. Is that weird? You play the God type, I guess. Probably watches VTubers. Do you watch any particular videos? Make it more vague. Besides messing with him. Okay. Not to escalate it to like 200, but why are we here? Many folks have been trying for ages to contact with alien life forms. Maybe none has been successful so far because they were aiming too far. Wait, what? He has no hobbies? Yeah, because he lives and talks to God. I got like this scratch on my neck. It hurts. Maybe I scratched myself in my sleep. Do you play video games? Guess a lot of religious people would call my invention heretic. Nope. So if it's one word thing, it probably doesn't have anything to say about it. But he doesn't even spend $200 a month on donating money to random Japanese girls he doesn't know SMH nopers. Not even a gamer loser. Does God play video games? I'm not gonna ask that. We're gonna be mature to an extent. Because I don't think asking if God's an ass or a boob guy is gonna help progress this. I'm gonna get fired from my journalist job if I ask him that. That's how bad. I already asked that, or I was about to ask that, and I didn't. I'm not asking how fat his. I already asked if he was thick, and I got no answer. Well, I guess the thing that makes the most sense would be asking about Fidel Medeiros. Dr. Fidel Medeiros. I don't know if I ever saw him on TV or what, but for some reason he got stuck in my dreams. Looks like we were working together on something, a project named Second Installment. He really respects me, and he has a lot of questions that I'm able to answer eloquently. That fills me with pride. His face, Kappa Pride, Gaga, his face is pretty familiar to me. Feels like my dad, but not exactly him. We get along really well, like he knows what is going on through my head. Besides that, his presence is a mystery to me. That's how you spell mystery, I think. This is an EU thing. Fidel Medeiros, the Dr. Manuel's dreams, reminds him of his father, has a familiar aura. We're working together on something called... What is... Second installment? Install, bitch. The project I keep dreaming with. Second installment. Can't put my finger on what it's about, since I never remember exactly what my role is in the project. But I seem to be pretty knowledgeable about everything surrounding it. And Dr. Medeiros always comes to me to consult on many technical details. If I really force my brain, I can grasp some keywords instinctively, like parametric environment, character translocation, safe word vulnerability. All gibberish to me. Tried to look it up, actually found out nothing relevant. Okay. Can't really define what it is, something about parametric environment. Okay, seems like a dead end since I can't recall much more from the subject. I'm gonna ask anyway. Safe, what is your safe word? Safe word vulnerability. Wonder why I keep dreaming about that doctor. Okay, no. I gotta think of something else then. How to see like the new no build mode. Does God enjoy Fortnite? Yeah, yeah, nothing. God doesn't like anything. God has no hobbies. Current trust level 100%. Nice. Returning to human handler save machine. Okay. I can talk to God chat. All right, you look like a decent person. Let me power up the machine. Manuel will only let me use the machine and speak with God if he trusts me. But he does. 100%.
Salutations, human entity. Manuel finally let somebody else communicate with us. Before we start a conversation, we need to know, what do you feel about God? I see. You think he's a chill dude. It's interesting to witness what your own cultures put your minds through. To think about what originated life as you know it in such a way. And speaking about existing in this time and age as a human entity, what do you enjoy the most about the human experience?
I already forgot the question. Shit. Sorry, I was paying too much attention shit posting. Always default to the first answer.
Interesting. We wish we could be contained into a human entity's brain processor to be able to experience such things. In a way, you are privileged. As a means to improve your experience as a human entity, we are going to offer you a gift. This fat dick. In just one word, only one word, what would you like us to remove from reality? Just name it. Choose one word and we shall remove it from your world. What would you like to remove from reality?
Oh shit. I'll do it. Don't make me press it. Sorry. I'll do a realistic one this time. Yeah.
Interesting choice. And with that, you would be happier.
Monkey Giga? Overriding access to Earth Comms Unit 18.4.1. Entering maintenance mode. Blocking perception of reality. Death? Parameter deleted from database. Resetting encounter, reconfiguring world narrative coherence factor. Returning to human handler state machine. Manuel Fatera presents an advanced state of dementia. The incredible machine he claims he's made is but a very elaborate and innovative Christmas tree, just old appliances stuck together forming an amusing display of lights. I recommend to not follow up on the story to avoid bringing uncomfortable attention to a senile old man. Remember to buy some pimientos de padron for Merrick. What did just happen? Oh, don't worry about it, Mr. Fatera. I have more than enough for my article. Let's see if my editors have a spot on the next issue for your story. Please take care. You're not even staying for lunch? Sorry, gotta run if I want to make it in time for the airport. Okay. Interesting. I think I have to exit the game to actually, like, do anything. Okay. Robot noted? Yeah, I guess so, right? I wanna do one more. I wanna try again. One or two more. Because I had another option I could have, there's a couple. I don't know. We'll see if it even matters. See if it's different. And then I can, like, do a shitpost one and then see if that even does anything. I should probably ask about her. Dona Remedios. I don't have the swirly N on my keyboard, and I don't remember which one it was. Probably doesn't matter. Dona Remedios. I wish I, like... I'm gonna ask who Amara is, too. Because that was in the, at the end of the other one. Dona Remedios is a distant cousin of mine. I owe her a lot. When my parents were gone, she started making sure I was alright. She lives in a farm nearby and brings me food and puts a bit of order in this house, since the old bones don't allow me to do most of the chores. Never question my obsessions, but she does treat me a bit like a child, even if I'm more than a decade older than her. Can't complain, though. If she wasn't around, I'd just starve among a pile of trash. Okay. Can I talk to God? Please? I don't know. Still don't trust you, no offense. Let's talk for a bit more. Ask me again later, I may reconsider. Let me talk to God now. I will kill you. Shit. Never been a religious man, but some would call this divine inspiration. Okay. Threaten him to see God. That'll work. Dreams. Okay. See if I can speedrun, like, right to the end or something. Well, I don't know. I'd have to just ask a bunch of questions. Fidel Medeiros now. What should I ask him, like, for the God questions? I was thinking about hunger and, like, disease as well. And then I thought of, like, a shitpost one, too. And I don't know how different it would be. Might not be very different. Well, famine might work, too, for hunger, right? An Yelan and Green Ninja adventure. I'm doing this first because this game's no longer playable after today, or even today. I don't know, because this is an AI game where the AI is ran by a server, and the server was supposed to be over today. I don't know. I'll say, hey, Raven. I'll play it after this. I'm just playing it like one more time or something to find out. Second installment. I can't type. Listen, you'll get your 10 Primo Gems drop soon, don't worry. Pangea. Again, okay. Alien. God is an alien. Alcohol. Alcohol. Sure, here, have a glass. No, I don't want alcohol. Wait, what? Okay. More alcohol. Ah, you liked it, huh? It told you it was good. Here, have another glass. What do you mean, it? More alcohol. Now I think about it, I think I can nail the time and when this hunger... I don't care. I want alcohol. What happened because I went to get tacos? Well, we asked God about stuff, and now we restarted the run. More alcohol. Alcohol. I'm gonna die of poisoning. Alcohol. You know that book that's like, oh, can robots dream of whatever? Can robots drink alcohol while talking about God? Is God a boobs or butt guy? Uh-oh. I'm gonna confess something to you. Sometimes overplay my condition a bit, just to not have to deal with dumb stuff like what you just said. Hey! So if that's what gets you off, by my guess, I'll just go ahead and ignore you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I need to apologize. Sorry. Sorry again. Okay, I guess he doesn't want me asking if God likes fat old titties or not. Damn it. What's the Pangea? 100. Oh, I can ask him about God. May I pretty please see God? Can I see God's fat cock? Okay. What's God's main DPS? In what game? Like a podcast. I hate God.
So you despise the entity that caused your very own existence. Although I'm sure that what you despise is what it's meant culturally in your context. And speaking about existing in this time and age as a human entity, what do you enjoy the most about human experience?
Nothing.
Interesting, we wish we could be contained. Away, you are privileged. As a means to improve, we are going to offer you a gift in just one word, only one word. Would you like us to remove from reality?
Everything.
Interesting choice, and with that, you would be happier.
Overriding access. Blocking perception of reality. Everything. Parameter deleted. Every setting. Blah, blah. I wonder if this would work. I don't think so. I don't think it did anything. No. I want to try one more. Oh, I can right click to speed up. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm painting a new trailer. I haven't seen it. If you're talking about Pokemon, I was asleep for it. Alien. I was just gonna put sex. I don't know why. I'm stupid. Alcohol. More alcohol. More. Terraform. What? Wait, hold on. What did you say? That must be the most groundbreaking discovery I got out of our conversations. God didn't create. Oh, what? He didn't say anything before. He said some weird thing before. Dreams. Watch its video? Okay. Alien sex poggies? No. Fidel Medieros. Well, first installment. No. Pangea. 32. Okay, it's always 32 when you do that. What about if I do it again? Sorry, sorry, what? No, it's still 32? Okay. Emiras? Dolores. Dolores, what a woman. It was with her that I realized I am asexual. She taught me that word, actually. We're speaking deep Spain in the 50s here. Decades went by until I heard that word used by someone else. Besides self-discovery, the greatest gift I got from her was a bunch of manuscripts that describe technology that has yet to come. I don't know if she worked for the government or some top company, but she knew about personal computers way before they got here. I devoured those manuals again and again. She usually visited me here and spent whole evenings drinking and talking about the possibilities of encoding information and whatnot. Ahead of her time, that woman. She's my biggest inspiration. It was just after she mysteriously vanished from town that I started working on radios. This woman named Dolores brought knowledge on pretty advanced technologies to Manual during the 50s. Mr. Fatera seems to be pretty fond of her. This is a progressive liberal. How about you, Mr. Fatera? Okay. Asexual. He's gonna be like, what? No. How about now? 57. Parents were really worried about me. They thought I dealt with some kind of obsession. Took them long, and this is what makes my life worth living. Since I was able to make enough money visiting neighbors and fixing the radios, TVs in the end, they stopped caring. Only regret to have died without descendancy. Oh, I read this. Kids. What? You want to leave already? Oh, come on, stay until lunch at least. Oh, I typed kids. I was asking if he had any kids. Please, let's talk a bit more. God does not for the great company, after all. Nope. Kids. Leave. I hate God. The thing that shocked me the most about God's true nature is the role they played in the creation of human... Okay. I love God. Fuck, sorry. No, I spelt love wrong. I love God so much. He is very poggers my doggers. Oh yeah, he's old. I love God. You're not the first journalist to tell me that. Did something happen in cities that you're not able to hold your intrusive thoughts in? What? Come on, you can't possibly love me. Are you God? I love you. Fuck. Come on, you can't possibly love me. I love you. Okay, weird. Have had opening functions when you're special? Maybe. 57? It hasn't changed. Terraform. Did I spell it wrong? What? Terraformed. Terraforming alien energy life form. Who would have guessed, huh? Ha. Earth is terraformed? Damn it! Say it back! Supposed to find out. I'm supposed to be able to talk to God. I gotta get my, my trust high enough with him so I can talk to God, and then God, like, deletes me from the universe or something. I don't know. He says I can put whatever word I want, and I put chat. Chat gets deleted. I'm inevitable. Death. You know what if I ask him death? Death is just decay of conscience. There's no afterlife, just an organism breaking down. God is not as powerful as to create a whole reality beyond this one. That's fair. There is no afterlife. No afterlife? There's no afterlife. Alright, straight answer. There is an afterlife. Smile. There is none. Yes, there is. Okay. Famine. Okay, I don't think he knows what the word famine is. My bad. Hunger. Okay, what I just said wasn't dumb. Don't be mean. Apologize now. I don't know how much juice there's left in me, but I guess that'll just keep I'll just keep messing with electronics. This radio may be my magnum opus, but I'm growing a bit tired talking to God now. Go back to doing what I've been doing my whole life. Enjoy myself and not give a damn. Maybe it could be exciting to try to contact the devil. Eno describes his machine as his magnum opus, and he says he'd like to contact devil. The devil? The devil? There is a devil. Not the devil, nor Hades, nor Beelzebub, of course, but there is a destructive entity whose purpose is to undo our God's work. Don't worry, God told me the devil won't just destroy our world. This devil just likes to edit our world. Natural disasters, plagues, any form of chaos, really. Eno described devil as a destructive entity whose purpose is to undo our God's work. So it's the devil's reason why I got a tornado last time. Oh, I knew it. Da Vinci? Fancy will no longer exist after I meet God. Monka Giga. YouTube. Satan. Your parents. Family, huh? The only family I have left is Remedios. I'm an only son, something I'm sure my parents regretted at some point. Father was pretty strict, nor a really smart person. Simple and obstinate. He only ever cared about hunting and making sure I lived by the proper values. Whatever that means. My mother was cold and distant, never really knew how to express love, not even to me nor my father. But I knew she cared that they were all healthy and fine, in her own way. I don't really miss them, if you ask me. Father was dumb and his mother was cold, pretty picture. Okay. Alright, this might be fucked up to say and I might not get anything out of it, but I am curious. This, like... Okay, what if I... Hope you're having fun. What kind of response is that to that? I was just wondering, because I feel like after you talk to God for so long, you'd probably want to. I don't know. It's like a hamster talking to its owner. He's dodging your question. Yeah, probably. Do you enjoy living? Okay, I can talk to God again. May I please talk to God, Uwu? Somehow happy to know there's no afterlife. Okay. Wait, why are you saying that in response to what I... You know what? Never mind, that's fair. Take a social cue, SMH nopers. You think I know, man? I've never gone outside. God. In that aspect, we already surpassed God as a species. God hasn't managed to make contact with their creators. In fact, until we talked, their belief was they came into existence by the product of chaos after the Big Bang. There's a more logical explanation. There are more entities like God in any case. What I caught from our conversation is pretty similar to what we call the devil. On God, God hasn't managed to make contact with their... Why haven't we been able to contact God? Dolores, wish you were here. Okay. Talk to God now. Gibberish like... I'm clueless, right? It's just a backdrop of a dream. No. I want to have a podcast with God. Okay, fine. Can I talk to him? Him. So it says, do you believe in God? Or what do you think of God? I love God.
Our data shows that it's extremely healthy for human entities to profess feelings of love and gratitude. Your psyche will benefit from these thoughts. And speaking about existing in this time and age as a human entity, what do you enjoy about the human experience?
Ooh, I have a good one for the last one. Okay. Maybe. What do I enjoy out of life? I already tried nothing. I already tried other things. God. Smile.
Interesting, we wish we could be contained, blah, blah, blah. In a way, you are privileged, and as means to improve your human, we are going to offer you a gift. In just one word, only one word, what would you like to us to remove from reality? Name it, choose one word, and we shall remove it. What would you like?
You can't take out Princey if I take you out first, Raven. Hackamans. Chat, so... Get rid of VTubers. Chat, so which one should I do? Should I do God or the devil or God? Because I'm talking to God right now, so saying one thing to remove being God, you know. Or devil. I feel like God would probably make a better example. Remove God. Monka Giga.
You human entities have the best sense of humor. Still, we will keep our word. You shall have an existence free of the cultural influence of God entities.
Alright, access. Blocking perception of reality, God. Parameter deleted from database. Resetting counter, reconfiguring world narrative, coherence factor, returning to human handler, state machine. What just happened? Oh, don't worry about Mr. Fatera. I have more than enough for my article. Let's see if my editors have spawned the next issue for your story. Please take care. Not even staying for lunch? Sorry, gotta run if I want to make it in time for airport. Okay. Huh. God is dead. That's all the ones I'm gonna do. I don't want to have to restart the game just for that again, but we found some stuff, and you know, you could check out Manly Badass Heroes video. He played this game, and that's how I know about this game, so you can blame him. But also, I'll link the game. It's by the same people that made another game, because I found out I was following them. There's the game. They're the same they're Deconstruct team. They made the Red Strings Club, which I think that's the only game I know from them, so that's probably where I followed them from. I didn't play the game, but I know of it. But yeah. Cool game. Today's the last day I think you can play it until the servers are offline. I don't know, I'll launch it tomorrow and I'll find out. But yeah, interesting game. This is very cool. Thank you, the people that made this. Very cool. All right, it's been an hour. You happy? Oh, you get Genshin now, okay? Except I have to download the update, so, and I haven't done that yet. Sorry, man. But it's fine. If someone can link me the the Pokemon new trailer direct thing or whatever, then I can watch that while it's updating. You Gen shit? I don't want to hear that from someone that, like, likes it. God ASMR. Smile. I don't know why I called it that. Should have called it God Podcast. Godcast. The Godcast! Fuck. Oh well.